I was just told that Lucas has Samson Ebukam on the phone right now, which is fantastic because we're about to go inside the 49ers locker room presented by Harris Ranch Beef. Visit your local Chavez supermarket for all of your beef and tailgate needs in his 6th NFL season, now his 2nd with the 49ers. Samson, thank you very much for joining us. Damon Bruce and Ray Ratto, it's a pleasure to have you on today. Welcome home after a 2-game roadie with a week at the Greenbrier in between.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on, and it feels good to be back home, for sure.
I bet it does. Obviously, you got a big task coming up this week with the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sure you are very much looking out your windshield, no longer through your rearview mirror at the Atlanta game. So I'm really not going to get into details about that. I just want to know how you're doing. I saw you limp off that field twice. You warriored yourself through that game for sure. How are you feeling today? How's your body?
It's just a part of the game. You're going to get rolled up on every now and then, so you just got to find a way and the will to do it.
How?
That's all I was trying to do.
Yeah, sorry. In what way, you don't have to get into any specifics here, but are the practices to prepare for Kansas City different than the ones that would be for basically any other team? Are they that much different in offense that you have to prepare differently, or do you prepare the same week in and week out?
We prepare the same week in and week out, but definitely know that with our record being 3-3 right now, this one's a little bit more important, and with that being Kansas City, because we know what type of team that is. That's a really good team, so we've got to just be more focused and more diligent in what we're doing just to make sure that we're ready for the game.
Samson Ebukam here on 95.7 The Game. When a play-by-play announcer is slaughtering the pronunciation of your last name, which happened in the first quarter of that Falcons game, does that get back to you? Like, do your friends text you and say, man, they're just crushing your name here on this broadcast?
I mean, sometimes they do, but it's mostly my family that gets to me. Because after the game, they'll be like, what's up with all these announcers not saying your name right, you know?
I mean, they got a pronunciation sheet, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, they do, but I don't know why they keep messing it up. It's only 6 letters, you know? So.
Well, but you've only been in the league for 6 years, so why would anybody know?
So, I mean, eventually they'll get it right.
You are off to a fantastic start this year. Again, your career high in sacks is 4.5. You're sitting at 3.5 right now, so you're going to match any season high you've ever had with your next sack. How do you explain this year, it all clicking for you so early?
Man, I've been praying more, and I've just been. Because of that, I'm just like not stressing as much. So I'm just having fun and just letting God handle everything that's in front of me, you know. Because all I can do is just I'm just trying to play to glorify Him, and He's been blessing me so much. So I'm thankful for it, and the gratitude is high right now. So I just got to keep going, keep my head down.
Do you think
that it's just sweet, you know? And just keep going.
Do you think, Samson, that God will listen to your prayers about calling offensive holding as much as they call roughing the passer?
You know, I think they will, because I've gotten a few of them called this year, which is more than other years. So I think there's more of those calls to come, and hopefully it's not stopping me from getting to the quarterback.
Do you go back and grind game tape and see the missed calls? And does anyone get a worse holding call against him than Nick Bosa?
No.
There you go. No. He is leading the league in bad holding calls.
He is definitely leading the league in that. And he doesn't complain about it anymore, because he just gotten to the point that he just kind of like just goes with it, just moves on to the next play. And that's what we're all adapting here, you know, because we got, no matter what, even if you get held or not, you got to find a way to get to that quarterback.
You said a couple of minutes ago that you used to stress a lot more about just basically everything surrounding your game and football in general. Mm-hmm. How did that manifest itself, and how did you sort of get past the point where the stress was eating you up?
I mean, like, I just wasn't like, I wasn't in tune with my faith as much as I am right now, you know? And I just kind of took on all that stress to myself, which is not what I was meaning to do, but I just kind of took it on myself and had so much distractions around me that was just kind of like keeping me distract from what I need to do. And then this year I just kind of approached it different than just to make God the first thing, just to make him the center, and then just limit the distractions around me. And my family understands that as well, so they've just kind of let me be this year, just so I can find a way.
Samson Ebukam joining us here on 95.7 The Game. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your sentence there. You obviously got to play for Sean McVay, and now you're playing for Kyle Shanahan. And there's not a lot of guys who I think have really played for both. I mean, in their careers, because they've, they're one-stop NFL head coaches so far, and there isn't really an awful lot of sharing of players between the Niners and Rams historically. Can you tell me a little bit about what's similar between these two coaches who are always compared and contrasted against each other? And Samson, what's different?
The similar thing is they kind of run the same offense in a way, except for over here, it's just a little bit more aggressive on the style. And the difference is, honestly, it's kind of hard to tell. It feels like so similar to me. It's kind of hard to tell the difference. I would say that Shanahan is a lot more calm. I would say that, because the way that he runs it is aggressive, but the way that he talks and his demeanor is just a lot more calm, cool, and collected. So because of that, people are able to rally around him a lot easier.
It does seem like McVay is over-caffeinated at times, for sure.
I mean, he's just a fiery coach. That's all it is.
When Shanahan yells at somebody, what is that like? If he's as calm as you say he is, what does he sound like when he loses it?
Honestly, I couldn't really tell you. I haven't heard him yell, so I couldn't really tell you. He just kind of tells you straight up what he wants, and he's not trying to steer you in the wrong direction or anything like that. He just kind of tell you exactly what you need to do. You just got to get it done.
One of the more fascinating things about you is you came to the NFL from Eastern Washington University, and you were teammates with Cooper Kupp. As a matter of fact, you both got drafted in 2017 by the Rams. Was there any indication in your mind, Samson, that he would become this, that he would actually basically become like a modern version of Jerry Rice and Randy Moss almost all at the same time?
Yeah. I mean, he broke the records in college, so I already had a feeling that he was going to do something special in the NFL. So everything that he's doing now, he earned it. So I'm not surprised at all.
Can we talk a little bit? Can we talk a little bit about the Niners offense and what you see in Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle? And I know that they went ahead and didn't necessarily get the job done in that fourth quarter back in Atlanta, but you're going to be leaning on them hard, obviously, with the Kansas City Chiefs coming in. Tell me a little bit about the offensive side of the ball for the 49ers, and if the defense is, a little frustrated by what is not being produced.
No, the only thing that we're not frustrated with the offense. The only thing that we're frustrated about is us on the defensive side letting the opponent score 28 on us.
Well, it's really only 21, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that fumble return hurt.
Yeah. I mean, we count that as well, because honestly, we got to just make sure that they don't put any scores on the board. So we know that they're going to handle their business, So there's full trust over there. There's not frustration. We just got to handle our side of the ball, and we know that they'll do the rest.
How? People have talked all year about how good your defense is. How good is it in your mind compared to what you think it could be? I guess maybe the best way to do that would be scale of 1 to 10. If 10 is the defense you think you guys ought to play week in and week out, where would you put the number out the way you're playing so far this year?
Still kind of early in the season, so it's hard to say. But we're making mistakes that's keeping us from being great like we want to be. Everybody says that we're good and all this and that, but we can sit back and watch film and see the mistakes that we're making, and we're like, man, if we could just fix those mistakes, how much better could we be? So that's what we're trying to figure out and trying to work through, grind through it, just learning and making sure that we can fix those mistakes and not make them again, so that we can be top tier.
Samson, when we had Talanoa Hufanga on a couple of weeks ago. We asked him about Tongan food. You know, what is Tongan? You know, what is the prime? If I were sitting down to eat Tongan, what would I be eating? You are from Nigeria. You moved here when you were 9 years old. What is Nigerian food? When I say we're eating Nigerian, what am I talking about?
A lot of rice. There's a lot of rice in our diet. Different types of proteins. I'd definitely be like a rice and plantain. You know what I'm saying? Rice with some stew and plantain. With like some different types of beefs and fish and things like that. The flavors is kind of like Indian food flavors, if you know Indian food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of similar, really spicy, really aromatic, so it's really good.
Nice, man. Well, I'll tell you, we got some protein to serve with your next rice dish. Our friends at Harris Ranch Beef are giving you 10 pounds of prime porterhouse steaks for joining us today.
Hey, that's awesome. Appreciate it.
There you go, man. Thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate you joining us today. Good luck. I know it's one monster of a challenge coming into Levi Stadium this week, so good luck. Continued success and health to you, and hopefully some of that success and health gets to some of your injured teammates real soon, too. It'd be great to have this team back and ready to go as much as possible on Sunday. Samson, thank you.
Appreciate you. Have a good one. God bless.
Thank you so very, very much. What a nice guy. Samson Ebukam here on 95.7 The Game.